How you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Okay, today we're doing the New Teen Titans number one. Yes, New Teen Titans number one. I already did the New Teen Titans number one, but this is the second series. The New Teen Titans number one, the newsprint paper edition, came out a couple of years prior to this, and it was such a big hit that they rebooted it in a direct market fashion. So this never went to the newsstand. This is printed on higher quality paper. As you can see, there's no Comics Code Authority marking on it. Look at that, just like that one splash page. It's just a gorgeous cover. And it's Marv Wolfman, George Perez, the same team that was doing the Titans. Now, the 80s, the early 80s was the decade of the Teen Titans. This was the X-Men. You know, Marvel had the X-Men, DC had the New Teen Titans, and it was just going gangbusters. So that's why they tried to do this experimental direct market comic. It was more expensive. I think the regular comics were like $1, maybe $1 at the time, and then this was $1.50. But it's glossier paper, higher quality paper, and I think more pages. So here we oh wow, superpowers. I had all these toys. Look at that. I love these toys. I still think that these were one of the high points of superhero action figures. I love these. But here we have the New Teen Titans. So at this point, some costume changes, some new members. So we have Starfire, Princess Coriandor. You know, we saw her in the original. That's Victor Stone, Cyborg, Donna Troy, Wonder Girl, and this is Dick Grayson. At this point, he's Nightwing. That disco-inspired costume. George Perez was a wonderful artist, but I think his original designs were pretty lacking. Over here we have. It took me a while to even notice him. That's Garth. I called him Garfield, but I think his name is Garth Logan. And this is a new member, Jericho. His name is Joshua Wilson, and he goes by the name Jericho, which makes no sense. He has the power. First off, he's a mute. He's an artist. He's like the sensitive guy. He's the son of Slade, the Deathstroke, the Terminator, if you're not familiar with the cartoons. And his throat was slit as a child's, and he can't speak. And he has the power to he turns into a ghost and then possesses you. And I just never liked this character. And to me, his introduction was kind of like jumping the shark for the New Teen Titans. I know I'm going to catch up. First off, that costume is awful. And second off, his name, Jericho. What does that have to do with his powers? I hate when this code name doesn't match the powers. That's why I don't like Cable. And Deadpool. Deadpool would make more sense if he actually killed you and took your powers or whatever. And Gambit. Oh, God, that's another one. His name just doesn't fit his powers. So I'm not going to go through the story here. I'm just going to see contact. He looks at you, and when you make eye contact, his eyes go all freaky, and he turns into this ghost, and he possesses you. And it's kind of freaky because your brain is exactly the same. You talk and everything like that, but he controls all your muscles. So there's a few times when he'll take over somebody and they're freaking out, which wouldn't you? I always like this squeak, it made this noise. You could kind of hear it. And like I said, Victor Stone's had all these gadgets and gizmos and everything. Wonder Girl, they're doing a team fighting exercise. So here he goes and takes over Coriandor, and she blasts Wonder Girl, and I think he little too powerful. Just look at this gorgeous artwork. Gorgeous artwork. And the coloring just fits this nice. This is Baxter paper. Baxter paper is a higher quality than the newsprint paper. And I like the Baxter paper because it works well with the old school coloring. It's a little bit more vivid, but there's something about the new paper and the new coloring. When they take an old newsprint say a Fantastic Four or a Teen Titans comic and they upgrade it onto newer paper and they recolor it just doesn't look right. I don't know. Maybe I'm used to what I'm used to, but this looks wonderful. Look at that. Look, he's hitting the Jericho possessed Koriand'ar with his white sound projector. We got some Oreos, color by number Oreos. So there's still ads. So here, this is interesting. They're kind of establishing a weakness for Jericho. Is he makes contact with Vic he closes his organic eye and his cybernetic eye makes contact, and he just slams him out because he can only do it through your natural eye, and that's how he defeats him. So that's that. And here we have Raven shows up. She comes and goes as she pleases. He goes to take control of her because he's, still in the playful fight mode, and he takes over her mind, and he just comes out all freaked out because of her demonic heritage. She exists in like a demonic plane and the earth at the same time, and it just freaks him out because he's supposed to be like a gentle soul. Just love it. The Teen Titans, they have a building that's shaped like a T on an island in the I forget if I think it's the East River near Manhattan. So they live in like a real New York, real world, as opposed to Metropolis and Gotham and everything like that. Just, you can see the backgrounds are kind of scarce for George Perez. He always fills everything with backgrounds, but just look at this portraits of all the team, just gorgeous. So here he's going to talk to her, and this is Raven in her own room. She's getting a little dark and spooky, and you can't really see it outright, but her visage is changing. She's becoming more demonic, and that's leading into a bigger plot, a bigger story with the return of Trigon. Trigon being her father, who's basically Lucifer, Satan. So she hangs out in the dark. She just has candles for illumination. She's just getting spookier and spookier and more withdrawn. Warlord action figures. This was Mike Grell, who did Star Slayer and Sable. Also did Warlord. He did Warlord for DC, and that's like their Conan. He's a guy from Earth who went into the Hollow Earth and whatever, made friends with all these barbaric people. So here interesting panel layout. She's leaving the team because she's just getting more and more withdrawn, and they're just like, what can we do to help someone who won't let you help them? She must be going through is so frightening she can't even talk about it. We can't give up on. So she wants to leave, but of course the Titans won't let her. They're friends. So here we on this is Koriand'ar's home world, Tamaran. It's a beautiful paradise, warm. Nobody really wears that much clothes. This is her parents, her mother and father. That's her brother Ryandar. He was one of the main characters in the Omega Men, which was like a sister comic to the Teen Titans. And yeah, they all have these big green eyes, and they're supposed to be very emotional people. So when they love you, they absolutely love you. When they hate you, they want to destroy you. And look, everybody's like just physically beautiful on this paradise world. I think the world Ryandar and the Omega Men have defeated the Gordians and the Scions and I forget the other races, but their solar system has like the misfortune or fortune of having each planet has an own race. This is the next issue. You could see Raven's getting more and more withdrawn, and for Justice League, you could subscribe. Vigilante is also a Marv Wolfman, and I think it started as a George Perez book. That was the DC's version of the Punisher, and that started as a Baxter. So Baxter was their experiment with more expensive, more high quality books. So as you can see, look at Raven. See, this is when she first showed up. She was just this cute girl, and now she's getting more and more demonic. In this pic, she started wearing a hood full time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" Garfield is always child, goofy and everything, and Mr. Sensitive. I just never liked this character. I tried to. Just in here playing his guitar and reminiscing everything, doing the artsy stuff. And he's going to Raven, who's fitfully sleeping. He needs help. And Joseph William Wilson. So Jericho, Joshua, I don't even remember his name, I could care less. But his superhero name is Jericho. And he, creeps into her mind. Say what you will about that. Kind of creepy. And he's seeing like this torment that she's going through. Jem, son of Saturn. And this is the Mindscape. Beautiful artwork over here. This is what she's dreaming about. This is her existence on Trigon's Hell World. There's a name for it, but I forget. It's just bodies intertwined in torture, demonic hands grasping you, constantly pulling her. She's freaking out. That's her mother. Your mother's like, I thought I saved you. I thought I got rid of you. My sacrifice was in vain. Just more torment for her. And here he is, just looking at all this stuff. And here he is, gazing to the unholy visage of Trigon. How cool is that? And he just blasts Jericho out of this world. Of course you feel it. It's double page spread I'm trying to pull out. Just gorgeous George Perez artwork. Look at that. That's just comic books. That's comic books in a nutshell. And here he is, just grabbing him and torching him and laughing at him. That's Raven's mother, just ashamed and horrified. Raven floating around. He's burning to death, even though he's not going to die because it's not really his body. He closes these eyes and opens up these eyes and mocks them and sees everything. Just so. And then lightning, of course they wake up. And this I remember was controversial. That's Robin waking up in bed, a naked Robin waking up with a naked Kor-Andar in bed. They were a couple for a long, long time. Look, Storms, what's going on? The whole team assembles because this just isn't right. And they try to wake up Raven, and he's freaking out. And he's signing so fast that nobody could really understand. Here's an ad for the Omega Men, Doug Monick, good, and Todd Smith, Roby. That's just a solid team. Zal, that's the name of her goddess. Like, what do we do? We gotta help her. The search for Raven. So like I said, one of the things that I loved about the Teen Titans was oh yeah, that's the next issue. They're having like a seance. One of the things I loved about the Teen Titans was like, here, I'll go through it here. You have the science sci-fi hero, so you could have the technology sci-fi. Then you have the mythological hero. She's Wonder Woman's little sister or clone or doppelganger, depending upon which version of her origin you. Then you have the detective stories, because he's Robin with Batman. Then you have the space adventures. She's the space princess. You have the supernatural horror stories. She's the son of the devil or the daughter of the devil. And then he's the lame stories because he's a lame character. And then you have a Changeling, the legacy character that ties you into just superhero in general. So you could do all of these different types of stories in the Teen Titans, and they all work because there's a character tailor-made for each of that. So I skipped over the letters page because it's just Marv Wolfman writing a column because they don't have letters for this. So their regular newsprint story. This confused me as a kid because this came out before the newsprint ended. So this was like, I don't know, a year in the future. So you're reading that comic and he plotted everything so this transitioned smoothly to the end of the newsprint series, but the newsprint series was still coming up, and then it became a reprint series. And so I was confused. I was like, what's going on? It was kind of like two different stories going on at the same time. But this is wonderful. This is the New Teen Titans Volume 2. And the Teen Titans gets a little confusing because they changed the title to Titans, the New Teen Titans, New Teen Titans again. But this is the New Teen Titans Volume 2. And the other one that I showcased was the New Teen Titans Volume 1. And before that, there was the Teen Titans. That was the original series. I'll break out an old original Teen Titans to give you a comparison. Just wonderful. This is just the high point of comic books. The apex. You can't. I challenge you to find a better run. The first 30 issues or so of this comic is just phenomenal. I gotta gush forever. So there you go. Please please subscribe. I saw I got a couple of new subscribers. Thank you, and I'll see you around. Happy holiday, happy 4th of July, and I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna go look into the boxes and see what I'm gonna do for tomorrow. So enjoy. Bye bye.